never hear, I just don't know how to find a good man. Where do I get a good man? How do I pick a good man? You never hear that. You hear the victim mode.
What's that number you say on sexual partners? Because
What?
what's the number you say? How many? And then the bitch's mind is done for. What'd you say? 10 or 3? What did you say before? You remember what you said?
Hey, I tell you what, I've said different things, but
No, I don't
the
have to
more
play
men that are
5.
allowed to have sex with you is you moving further and further away from the man that can guide and lead you the right way.
At whatever that number is, after that number, it should be illegal for you to get married.
You said after a woman has sex with a certain amount of men,
it should be illegal. They should be able to put you in prison. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have the capability of protecting a union. You don't have the capability of committing to things that are for your greater good. You know what I'm saying? If
you've been damaged really bad if 20 or more men have entered your body with their penis.
Right.
You've been damaged.
Right.
Very difficult to grow with you because of your 20 husbands that you've had, according to the Bible. According to the Bible, everybody who sleep with you is your husband.
It's your husband.
That's crazy.
All right, man. I was watching the 5150 show, and Craig Fax was saying that, it should be a law where if a woman sleep with a certain amount of guys, and I think they said over 20 guys, she should go to jail and she shouldn't be allowed to get married. You know what I'm saying? So and I'm thinking about it, and whatever your hard number is, right? Because when you sleep with a guy, they ain't 21 night stands. I would hope not. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes one guy got about 10 and smashed 10 times. One of them dudes smashed 3 times in one night. You know how I go. But he makes a great point, and I know women gonna come on here. They always in men's spaces. I don't do this channel for women at all. But shout out to y'all that do watch. But, what about the men? They be ran through too. Hey, guess what? Y'all like ran through men. You know what I'm saying? Believe it or not, we don't choose our women based off, purely to marry them off sexual market value. We don't choose the woman with the best box. We don't choose the woman with the best head, right? That's spooky shit. Dudes choose women that they want their daughters to grow up and to be like, and they sons to be proud of. They choose the real logical men, productive men. They got something to use. They don't choose the IG thoughts. They have mess with them, but they really choosing for a woman to build with on purpose and build a family with. You building a quality character woman. A lot of women in America choosing dudes off their sexual marketplace value. But the thing about it is, and another thing that be said in the Bible, it says that every man that you sleep with as a woman, that's your husband. And I know, men got 20 wives too, and this, that, and third. And we've known, guys in the book like Samson, or is it Solomon, excuse me. I think it might be Solomon, the book of Solomon, who slept with all these different women, and he got a whole fucking pimp handbook on women, Jezebels, all them. All them. The book of Solomon is a really good book that I got to get into. But at the end of the day, men are always going to have plentiful options because women like men that are whores. They're going to lie. They're going to y'all like men that are whores. You don't want no man that no other woman ain't had. You don't want no man that's a virgin. See, and then women try to flip it like, well, dudes want to experience freak. But dudes, I'm telling you, the majority of dudes do not pick the woman who had the best sex. I'll guarantee if that was the case, a lot of y'all OF fans, OF models, and a lot of y'all porn stars would be the first pickings. Dudes want purity, even though if she ain't pure for sure, but she's pure in his mind, right? She's pure to him. But that's right, because once a woman slept with a certain amount of guys, they can't pair bond no more. Gilly the Kid say you get 1 or 2 real dudes that'll come in your life that God send you to marry. 3 at the most, I would say, but 1 to 3. And when you miss that boat, even if a dude that you do marry, you don't want to marry him. You still thinking about the last guy. You still thinking about the last guy. You know what I'm saying? You still thinking about smashing the last guy. You still thinking about how he did you, how he treated you. The guy in your 20s, and y'all be asking, and I'm gonna talk about Kevin Gates, but y'all be asking why dudes Go with younger women, because once y'all have so many dealings, y'all can't pair bond, y'all can't love, y'all can't nurture, y'all can't do that no more. You know what I'm saying? Women prime are in the front end years. You know what I'm saying? Rarely do you get a woman that really meet a guy that she never met in her 30s and be like, I'm ready to be with him. We already know women in them age groups, they just for a fun time. And if they show loyalty and they with you and they fuck with you, cool. But most of the times they stuck in their ways. You know what I'm saying? They think they the prize. They think all of this, even if you're doing this for them. But back to the topic, he got a point. If the 20 bodies is the number, yeah, it should be imprisonment. Because you, especially if you don't identify as a whore, you should mark women like that as whores. Back in the old days, they mark women and outcast women as witches and outcast them to the outskirts of town, because covert hoes, they destroy societies. And that's going on more now than ever. Because when you meet a guy, a woman just be like, well, I really like him, and I'm not going to tell him myself, Uchi Wally, Uchi Wally Wally bang, shabang, bang. I ain't going to tell him. I'm going to just try to be pure because I really like him and want to be with him. And I think that should be a criminal defense too. If you sell coochie or you a whore, you should be able to tell a guy flat out, I'm a whore and I sell coochie, and you know what I'm saying? I mean, I just want to let you know up front. But when you covert and then he find out that you sleeping, they always go back to doing it. If you tell a woman, I can't do it for you right now. Most women, especially a whore, gonna be like, I got somebody else that can do it. And they gonna go find a guy that can give them Beyonce tickets, that can take them to the steak place. Women don't have any patience. Most women is just gonna find it somewhere else. They're not gonna struggle with you. They're not gonna be patient with you. They're not gonna wait for you. But then again, when you need something and they can make a play happen for you, like, damn, I really want to do this, but I got to save up, and they can actually do it. They don't do it for you. So that's why a lot of dudes don't have loyalty to women, and they smash, because yes, they've been hurt by a woman before. And people see the game about it. Women got, you might be the guy that she really like, but the minute you say, I can't do it, I ain't got it right now, she gonna go find somebody else that do it. And how can you be by my side? Because when I ain't got it, you tell me you can't do this for me, you don't want to give me none, I'm not supposed to run and go get none. Or if I need you to do this for me, I need you to go pick this up from the cleaners, and you can't do that for me, you get mad if I call another bitch to do it. She be like, well, give me some dick and I'll do it. You'll get mad. So like I continue to say, I say this all the time with this stuff, man. It's like, that's what it is. And women want to act like they're the problem. They don't have any patience. And you really, at some point, you can't be mad at them. If they in their prime, why waste it? And my prime going to be over at 27, 28, 29, 30. It's over with. Go ahead, but don't be dating these guys, bro. If you out here hoeing and sleeping with guys, or you got 10 or 5 or 3 guys you talking to, but then you really trying to date this guy, that should be a misdemeanor. If you got 20 bodies, that should be a fucking felony, and you should be marked. You should be marked as an outcast, and it should be illegal for you to get married. Covert hoes will destroy. That's one of the biggest issues in society. And then, I don't want to be a hoe no more. No, once you didn't got that badge of honor, once you didn't got that on your record that can't be expunged, once you get that mark and they mark you as a whore on your body or in the registry as a whore on your body, ain't no getting married. It's illegal. Ain't no going abroad to get married or nothing or Nathan. And I guarantee you, once you start to put structure back into society like that, you know what I'm saying? I guarantee you. And like I said, I ain't even mad at in Louisiana when they castrated that pedo that did that to that child. They castrated him with lethal injection, so he couldn't even have a sexual drive no more. See, I'm equal. But covert hoes do this. And then I know women gonna come in, well, what about the guys that sleep with guys? Y'all have the option to open and close your legs. See, a lot of y'all was agreeing with it, and I did a video Wednesday at 9 o'clock about the woman saying young boys need to get vasectomies because your daughter can't keep your legs closed, right? Y'all daughters can't keep y'all legs closed, right? And it ain't even the young boys that's sleeping with the girls. Like, let's keep it real. It's not even the young boys that's sleeping with them. What's going on is y'all daughters are going to smoke weed. They getting in the club illegally, right? They doing all these things. Right? Yeah, they doing all these things. And they at places they don't want to be at. They shouldn't be at. Smoking with weed, and the weed man be like, oh, you can't smoke for free. Oh, I'll suck you off, or I'll give you something. Let's keep it real. Women have the access to sex. Women can tell guys, as long as it's not by force, hey man, no thank you. A lot of y'all women, y'all lead with y'all uchi wali knives. So stop it. Stop it. There needs to be laws on them. And talking about, it's not a virgin epidemic amongst women. It's a virgin epidemic amongst men. There's men that's half the black male population that they saying don't even have children. So where's the problem really lying at? Yes, if you got 20 bodies, I agree with 5150 and Craig Facts when he said should be illegal for you to get married. Real talk. And I don't know how you would quantify that, right? Yes, if you had that, yes, if you doing that, it should be a misdemeanor, a felony or something like that. If you want to be a whore, be a whore. We're not knocking it. But identifies that, and there's no changing. I can't go from being a whore to a housewife. No. That's what creates more whores. Them women should have to be fixed where they can't have children. If you choose to be a whore, most of y'all don't want to have children anyway. They should be fixed. Or they had tubes tied and locked, never to have children. And that's how we do society. Real talk. But hey, man, let me know what y'all think. Hit the link in the description. Join the Patreon. Peace.